What's up, boys? We're back with some more zombies. We're going to be trying out a weapon build this time to mix it up a bit. We've been doing a lot of the caster stuff since they got the cool new stuff. Let me drop a few more points into here real quick. So I think what we're going to try here is the tank plus the medic plus the pyro. They all have steroid abilities that buff their weapon attacks. So like the pyro has no pain, no gain, and then we can use the new evolutions for each of those to add a bit of new stuff to the build. So pyro has that, then medic has the stim pack somewhere. Yeah, over here, stim pack evolutions. That'll add a steroid to her and some evolutions for that. And then tank has the the Fury Unleashed ability. We can't fully max it out yet, but he can eventually evolve that and add it to everyone in the party. So we're going for, I think, pyro first. He's going to give us some good elemental damage. And then let's go over here for badges. We're going to try out the tanky one since I like having the good survivability. Some nice weapon attack speed, movement speed, cooldown reduction for both weapons and abilities, and then dual crit as well. So the no pain, no gain on the pyro gives a bunch of elemental damage and weapon cooldown reduction. So elemental based weapons will be a bit better here. We can do that on both the pyro and the medic. The medic will give, I think, a bunch of movement speed, attack speed, and maybe something else. And we can grab the freezing flasks for her weapon. So we can get some pretty good dual fire plus frost going on for a weapon based build with all the steroids here. Tank is going to be stuck on either kinetic or explosive. Kinetic will at least debuff enemies to increase the damage that they take. So here, Molotov can get a fire plus frost thing, so that will help out a bit. We're not really getting the weapon, and I don't really like using bans or rerolls on these, so I guess more Molotov for now. Tank can go for the kinetic and debuff at least for the other guys, as well as attacking extremely quickly. There are a few weapon-based items that were changed around, although they mostly seem to be the caster stuff to go with the cool evolutions. But we can definitely make some use of the revamped solar panel item, which causes you to reduce the cooldown of all abilities based on your weapon critical strikes. We'll be doing more weapon crits than normal, although we won't be using abilities quite as much. We do want to keep our steroid abilities up as much as possible, so we can grab the no pain, no gain here. Won't really do anything currently, but we can eventually evolve it and it will be pretty good even if we aren't low on HP. Let's see, the no pain evolutions. One of them completely removes your health regen, which probably isn't going to be a good idea here, since we're going medic and we're also going to want the defensive drone on her, which gives quite a bit of baseline regen. Oh yeah, there's a synergy with the tank steroid and medic as well, which gives extra regen through that, so we're going to have to go the other one, where it works based on how high your HP is instead of how low, but it gives lower bonuses. Don't think we're going to want to completely remove the health regen on this build. We're gonna have to pull these guys away since the AoE isn't that great yet either. Magnet ability cooldown. I don't remember seeing this, huh? 2 seconds of standing still, gain damage and lose movement speed. I don't think I'm going to be taking this. Let's banish that and try and find something cooler for a weapon build. I do like the chocolate box. 300 HP gives 3% crit chance split across the survivors. This might actually end up being pretty good as well, but that would be more of a later thing since the second line there, you need at least 4 tags to get the full value out of that. So here's the one that removes regen. We don't want that one. That will probably end up killing me since I'm going to be a pretty high regen build. Let's banish something here. Ability damage probably. Then we can grab some weapon stuff. So we're looking for tank and medic. There we go. So we can grab the blowtorch that will allow him to hit a bit faster and give us a bit more range. There's the reverse. It's based on how healthy the pyro is, lower stats, but I think we had to take this to make decent use out of it here. For the pyro's weapon, I think I'm going to try the axe out this run. We're going to be getting very high weapon cooldown, I think, from the mod chip item combined with a lot of crits applied. And I think the axe will probably use the weapon cooldown better, since it will immediately start swinging again. More blowtorch. The flamethrower has, I think, a set rate that it has to reload. Like, it'll fire for like 5 or 10 seconds or whatever and then reload. So I don't think it will gain quite as much from that. More blowtorch. Here we go, the Infernax, and it's also slashing plus burning, so we can get 2 different damage over time. So the slashing is pretty good, it deals percentage-based damage. Fire is, I think, a flat amount, so it won't scale as well, although it might start off stronger. They actually removed the weapon area, didn't they, as a stackable stat? You can still get that for abilities, but there's nothing for the other side, the weapon area, right? I don't see anything up there. I think that used to be a stat you could actually level up. Let's banish ability crits, and then take some weapon damage. Who do we want to max out here? Pyro, tank, and medic. Gotta be Pyro. He's elemental, plus he'll be hitting a wide horde of enemies with his axe. Medic is also elemental, but I guess fittingly, her damage usually seems to be pretty bad even if you're trying to stack it on her. Here, let's try and get that evolved, I think. The Sawblade drone also has an evolution for fire plus frost, so it does seem like we'll be able to get a pretty nice amount of those two. We can go ahead and banish this, and then grab the mod chip, one of the best weapon items in the game, stacking cooldown reduction and attack speed for every crit. The axe might end up being worse at stacking that than the flamethrower, but I think it will sort of utilize those stats better against large hordes of enemies. Could be wrong though. Here, shotgun is a weapon. Oh, we had Molotov there as well, which is pretty close. Yeah, let's probably try and finish that off, get the dual elements going on that. So we're looking for the medic here. Or not? Wow. Well, that was a waste. So this is the turret version of that. We want the frost, I think. More Infernax. We can go shotgun here. And then here's the ice cocktail. Yup. Well, it's going to be very hard to find items now, but at least we have the mod chip. I think that's probably the most important one. I would definitely like to have the solar panel to get my ability uptimes very high also. Mainly for all this stuff buffing the weapons. More shotgun. Fury Unleashed, grab our tank buff. A lot of damage, attack speed, cooldown reduction, all great stats. And once we evolve that, he will apply it to your entire squad. Let's banish ability area. And then I guess grab the crit damage onto the pyro. I think we're going to save the banishes for the stacking stats, and then we can go either Ruby Gem or Solar Panel here. I like both of them. We're pretty low on damage tags, and Solar Panel is pretty obvious here for the ability uptime once we get some of those going. None of these are super important, so we'll grab the bomb since that taunts and buffs up kinetic for the damage taken debuff a bit. We can get the second tier of that, or Fury Unleashed. I think with the solar panel locked in now, we want to get his minigun weapon going so we can attack extremely fast now and start getting the cooldown reduction really going. Pump action. Pump action. Couple more levels and we can start looking for the minigun. There's the medic. Let's go more Fury Unleashed here. Pump action. And then I think we want to get the crit chance up, and I think health regen is pretty weak as a passive stat. Especially when we're going to get a ton for free, toss that on the pyro. And then half of that still goes to the other guys. I don't think any of these are very helpful for me. We can try out the frozen thing since we will eventually have some pretty good breeze stuff. So that could actually be decent. Let's grab the stim pack to get that one going. Attack speed, cooldown reduction, movement speed, very nice. There's the minigun, let's go ahead and grab that, and it is kinetic. So that'll give us a large damage increase against anyone who lives long enough for it. And then we can start leveling up these steroids if we find any of those now, but we can also get the attack speed on the minigun up a bit more. Handgun is a weapon, that's not too high yet, so let's go ahead and start leveling that to start working towards the freezing flasks. Fury. We've got weak little beta axe zombies against the Chad Pyro axe user. Not even close. Blue attack speed looks nice. Toss that on the Pyro, of course. Lasts twice as long, not super useful. Bleeding ticking twice as fast is actually decent though. We could try that out. The other stuff isn't amazing and we're kind of out of meta stuff anyways, so I guess we'll take that. Should be pretty good against bosses in the late game with the percentage damage on that. More minigun attack speed. Wait, can I get the 10? Oh, we do have it. That gives it a 15% chance to make it do 5 times damage. That should actually be kind of nuts against bosses. Minigun. Handgun. More Fury, that one's ready for evolution now, and then that'll be a huge buff to our pyro damage. guess probably the saw blade here. We can eventually make that fire plus ice together. And it does kind of fit in with the axe. Here we go. Shared between all survivors. Also massively buffs the stats. 35% damage, 60% attack speed and cooldown is kind of nuts. We just need to get to the point where we can keep that up 100% of the time with the solar panel procs. What is that blue wave that was on them? Oh, that must be the item spreading the freezing effects. That's my freeze proliferation. I think health, since that gives crit for everyone and survivability at the same time. Ooh, retaliation. I like that for a weapon attack build that should have some pretty good regen. Let's go handgun here, and then we can upgrade that to the syringe gun. More stim pack. Stim pack that'll be ready to evolve. This is one of the chillest builds I've had in the early game so far. Normally it's pretty difficult getting a build going. Sawblade drone. Because you have to start with abilities that are a very long cooldown, and then you're looking for the evolutions on them as well. But this just starts off strong, coming out of the gate swinging so far. It might be that I've gotten a lot more of the new meta progression grinded out now, since I have most of the badges I would want, as well as I think most of the weapon upgrades here. Ooh, tough skin, 100 armor. If we can get that to very high uptime, that's a massive survivability increase on it. I don't think any of these are super important, so I think I'm going to grab the ban hammer and then just start taking some free bans for anything I need them for to help me find the stuff that I actually want. So since we're out of banishes, we can ban like ability crit damage here, and then grab some weapon damage. And then we can trim a few more stats off of there, and then we'll basically always find something decent. Syringe gun. more syringe. And then that should be ready to evolve to the freezing flasks for even more ice synergy. Here we go. Looks like we should be able to get over the 10 freeze tag at some point, and then that will give us a chance to perma-freeze anything, I think, which then lets you instantly kill it on the next hits. And that seems to work on bosses from the couple of times I've tried it, so it's actually very strong. Especially on builds where you can really stack the tag like 30 plus. I don't think we need any of these. I could take this for a bit for some extra XP and then swap it out later. Oh, we can always banish something for free. 50% damage is good, it's just not very interesting. So, I think I'm just going to take this and swap it out later. I guess this has a decent number of tags and will help us get up to the 10 frozen tag a bit faster. Freezing flasks. I like weapon crit chance to get that up further. Onto the pyro. That guy is insanely fast. Let's go Sawblade here, try and get the evolution for that next. Let's banish some weird explosion stuff, and then we could take that. We'll probably have at least 4, up to maybe 6 total. Should be pretty solid. What do I want to give up for that? Definitely not those. Definitely not that. I like that. I would probably replace one of these two, I think, or maybe the freezing thing. I think I still want to banish a few things, so I'm probably just going to replace the Emerald Gem now. The 30% XP was nice, but oh well. More Saw Blade. Actually, that'll bring us up to the 10 tag right now. Let's banish pickup range. And then I guess I'll take a bit of armor. Actually, we don't have too much crit damage, and that should be pretty good. Getting a lot of crit for the mod ship and solar panel synergies. Now we can go Saw Blade. There we go, enchantments, fire and ice damage types. Yep. That is getting fairly high, so we can try and get that out of the way. Let's go ahead and grab some medical drone here, get that defense going. When you evolve that, it will also give you a damage shield blocking a single instance of damage every 30 seconds on top of the big region. Full health, critical hits, probably not. Late game, you're just doing a ton of faster, lower damage hits, and a lot of our boss damage probably coming from the buffed up slashing with the bleeding edge, so I just don't think that's really going to do anything. Magical Hat might be kind of cool at some points, but I think I want to keep the Banhammer for now. We want the freezing one for that, I guess, just to apply the effects more often and make them stronger. So let's grab our resuscitation for now in case we get one-shots. Then more drone here, probably. What are my weapon sets looking like with the mod chip ramped up? So 141% cooldown reduction, which gives us 68%, and then we actually have higher attack speed than the base amount. What? How does that work? Oh, you can see how much it's currently giving. That's actually not a lot, huh? Guess we need a lot more crit chance. Or you know, maybe I should be putting crit chance on the tank just because he can attack a lot faster. Let's banish XP since that seems kind of weak as a passive stat. I actually don't mind getting a bit of cooldown reduction so we can keep the 3 weapon buffs up a bit more. I think I will take that. Who has the hardest one to keep up? This guy is permanently up passively. Tank is 17 versus 40, bit under 50% uptime. And then medic is 13-second cooldown with a 7-second duration. Oh, the base amount is about 1/3, so medic is slightly harder to keep up. Let's go for some more bomb here. There's a freezing one. Yep. Then here we'll probably get the drone up for evolution next. Fire, ice, and electric. That's not terrible, but it's also not really interesting. Let's banish that. And then I think just skip these. That's not bad either. But we have pretty solid items for now. More drone. Ooh, big weapon crit chance. So yeah, I think we'll put that on the tank since he will probably hit the fastest. And then that'll trigger both of our items that are dependent on weapon crits a bit more. Although I do think the Pyro is probably the highest damage, but that will also buff him up a bit just from the mod chip stacks. And he still gets half of the value anyways. Let's see what that looks like here. 13.5 and 5.4. It's decent, but I guess we still need quite a bit more crit chance. And then there's the defense drone, blocks damage every 30 seconds, and some pretty nice regen. Oh yeah, what is the medic tank synergy at, I wonder? So that would be health regen while Fury is active. Do we have it? Yes. 14, that's not right, is it? Because the medic drone is 15. Huh? I have less health regen than the stuff is giving me. I think I have like 5 a second base, and then the drone should put me at 20. And then whatever the medic tank synergy is should give me more on top of that. Don't think we care about any of these here. We can banish ability-based stuff and then skip that. I guess we can probably swap the banhammer out at this point if I see anything that I really like. Probably go ahead and banish ability cooldown. Let's see, that's good on the pyro and medic, not great on the tank, who's going to get a pretty fast reload time anyways versus how long he's firing. Probably take the health and crit chance for now. Try and get that crit chance really high, as well as some decent survivability at the same time. Oh, it's right here. Nails are launched towards the player instead and penetrate more enemies. This has the same tags, but also electric, but we probably won't get a ton there. Huh. I don't think there's a huge difference between these for me. I guess I'll try this one since I usually do the electric. Might make sense for the nails to be aimed at me on a melee build. Let's see, next. You know, I completely forgot there's actually a tank pyro synergy, but it is caster based, so it probably wouldn't make a huge difference here. But the firewalk will lay mines behind you as you're traveling with it, and then the tank will cause them to, the mines that they lay, to then leave a burning cloud afterwards. Probably would have been good to take at least 1 point in each, but I don't think we're gonna do like huge damage here. We can banish that junk, and then that might actually be pretty good. I think the bleed is a significant portion of our boss damage, but I'm gonna wait a little bit longer. So we need Minefield as well to have that synergy. So I guess we probably get the stats on this up, the duration and cooldown. Let's go. More health. Do I want to ban anything here? Probably not. So chemical will add a small amount of damage to this, but I don't really care about the 10 tag bonus. And I'm thinking that with this always active, it should basically never be on cooldown, right? So the solar panel item should never apply to that, so it'll hit the buffs more often, I think, which will probably be more relevant, but it might just not even work like that. We'll go, I guess, some minefield to go with their little caster synergy. Can banish that, and then I think we've gotten enough out of the banhammer now, so we'll go ahead and take this since bleed should be a huge portion of our boss damage. And I think that's a pretty good 8 item setup now. Minefields. We can take the regular crits or the health and crits. Probably just here and put that on the tank again. Oh god, we're getting to the point where everything's undodgeable. could look for Ring of Power. I'd probably replace the Icon of Stillness. I think everything else is too good to pass up, so that's probably the weakest one. Either that or Magical Hats. 50% damage is pretty good. Fire, Ice, Electric, Chemical. Fire's just a flat amount of damage. Ice is good. We don't have Electric. So yeah, I don't think that's that good. I'll take the ring and replace the ice. I don't know if it's worth it, but maybe a bit more damage will help here. That's getting close enough. We'll try and finish that off. And then probably start leveling the resuscitation, since we're gonna need it pretty soon. So we can have them taunt with 1 extra or 1 extra and they deal slashing. I think I like that since we have the double slashing items, making them do more damage and lasting longer. That should make it a lot easier to keep bleeds active on the bosses at least as we're running around. So yeah, let's go ahead and start leveling that up, so we'll have it when we need it here. Probably the health and crit chance. Crit chance is just so good for us. Nope. Actually, I always ignore that because I've been doing full caster builds, but that might actually be one of the best we can get now that I think about it. If you can fully stack that, it's insane. It's pretty solid even if you can't. What could I replace here? We definitely need those. Probably the Ring of Power. I think everything else is just too good. It would be either the Bloody Axe or the Ring of Power. I think I'm gonna do probably the Ring. Yeah, I think the bleeding based stuff will help us more against bosses, and then that'll help keep this up a bit longer. So what do our stats look like now with that? 279% cooldown, which gives us 82% actual. That's getting pretty high up there. 248% attack speed. Reducing your HP by 50% just seems so painful eventually. I just think I would probably always take this one. I guess we'll level Bombing Strike over those. We can eventually evolve it into electrical damage for a tiny amount of stunning. Or I could have banished it when I had the Banhammer just to have less abilities to apply the solar panel to. Not really sure there. That's okay. Probably just try and finish this off first. Don't think I care here. Rare armor, sure, we have a decent amount of health to go with that. There's nowhere to move, all I can do is run around the outside. And even that's running out. Tiny little path, but it was just a bait. Oh my god, I don't know why I keep trying to go in the middle. I just want room to move around. But it's a bait every time. I can't move anywhere, Jesus Christ. I just want the military training. Yeah, I just can't even reach anything unless it's on the outside. There's no path. They're literally blocking everything. We can get the electrical for that, which will give us an occasional stun. Armor, I guess. We can't really avoid everything now. There's the revive. Bit of health or crit damage. I guess probably that. We're not gonna get back at the full HP before I die. Oh, Gaslighter's pretty good. We have 1, 2... Am I still applying chemical? I don't think so. That was just from the medic stuff that we turned to all frost. So I think it's 3, 4, 5. But that's still pretty good when we're about to die. I like all of these. I guess we'll probably replace the Bloody Axe. But that's a lot of damage. Rare weapon, or legendary versus rare. Yeah, we'll take that. And Pyro makes the best use out of cooldown, I think, here. Literally, all I can do is run around the wall, and some of them are starting to prevent that as well. I can't move anywhere, my god, dude. There's just no paths. I literally can't go anywhere without taking damage. So we had 41.6 million on the Infernax. Firewalk had a bit of synergy with the tank stuff. We had 21.4 on the minigun, even though it isn't elemental, so it didn't work with the Pyro's no pain, no gain buff. 24 million on the saw blade is not bad. We had some decent mix between ice and fire. Medic, 13.2 for the freezing flasks. That's pretty solid. Some of the highest performance I've seen from a medic on here so far. With a full weapon-based build, we had the chocolate box to get us survivability and crit chance at the same time. And we had both the mod chip and the solar panel scaling with crits, giving cooldown and attack speed for crits, and then reducing our ability cooldowns to keep up the tank and medic steroids a bit longer. Coffee cup, some nice weapon cooldown and instant reloads whenever you kill them. Retaliation for a ton of weapon attack speed, bit of armor. Make bleed ticks twice as fast, which is pretty good if you have the 10 synergy bonus, which allows you to do 5 times the damage, and since it's percentage based, it's probably going to be a pretty good portion of your boss damage at that point in the game. 80 or 100% damage there, depending on how many stacks we had up. And then 6, 12, and 18 for some various weapon stacks. Every time you receive damage, reset the cooldown of a random ability and reload weapons? That is interesting. 5-second cooldown is pretty long. But I have an idea to try something with that. So we got 15, 9, and 13. Bits more meta progression to spins now. Still working on the general tree as well. 7 points there. I don't know, that's like 1 or 2 levels. But we can get some decent stuff for the Pyro. Another 15 points there. Probably still need to double my point total to max everything out here. Jeez. That is going to take a while. So yeah, you can plant mines behind you on the fire trail, and then they leave a fire area when they explode, but that's more on the caster side. We did have the Fury Unleashed increasing your health regen. However, my health regen seemed to not be what I was expecting there. Since we had the defensive drone on the medic active the entire time, my health regen felt like it should have been higher, but I'm not sure exactly what was causing that. But that's going to be it for now. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.